Hello and welcome to today's Road to 50 Million. Today, I used a big fiery bird and some guy with a phoenix or an eagle or something. And I did it because the topic we're going to talk about today is a little fiery. My commitment. So this whole Road to 50 Million started many months ago, and it started with an idea. And here's the idea. You're a divine being. You're created by God, or whatever you view the universe, the higher power to be. I had a guest I interviewed yesterday, and she kept referring it to the divine of your understanding, or the God of your understanding. And so this is not about trying to get you to think of that a particular way, but to acknowledge that you felt that pull, the nudges, and all the things that come from a power greater than yourself. So you're a divine being. You're created on purpose. You're not here by accident. However, all of us come in completely different circumstances. Some hard, some easy, some with a lot of struggle. Everybody has their own share of struggle. And I'm not even beginning to think that some people get through life without struggle. It takes different shapes and forms. Sometimes we feel like others have it better or worse than us. But the point is, it's all there. And we all have it, feel it, and know it. So here's the choice you make. I saw a post this morning by a good friend of mine, Sean Whalen, who had a big stack of cash in his hand, and he was saying staying broke is a choice. Well, I love that because it is. Staying anything is a choice. So this project started months ago when I thought every person's a divine being, yet so few that I talk to are intentionally focused on serving with the gifts they have. Whatever your gifts are, on developing the gifts you have, on discovering them to start with, because you can create a living lots of ways. You can create a living by learning any skill and selling it. You can create a skill as a great affiliate marketer and market other people's stuff. You can create a skill as an accountant and then go do books or accounting or auditing or being comptroller or a CFO or something. You can be an engineer. Right? You can be a nuclear power plant operator. You can be a McDonald's restaurant worker. You cultivate a skill and sell it. That's how we make a living. Okay? Now, some people intentionally cultivate higher and higher skills, more valuable skills. So the guy I was talking about, Sean Whalen, I happen to know he did a bunch of stuff in real estate. When the stuff was happening in Detroit after 2008. I know he did a bunch of stuff in T-shirts. I know he did a bunch of stuff with coaching. And so he created levels of skill. I know many other people that have done the same thing. I'm referring to him because 15 minutes ago I saw a post that he put up. And I've seen him go across in that process from nowhere to where he is today, which is a fabulous perspective. And his point, and I agree with it, is that staying broke is a choice. It's a choice you make because you have the ability to both develop skills and sell them. Now, what is this business about divine gifts? Well, you can develop any skill you want, from developing internet products to painting houses. You know, I'd done that when I was younger. As a teenager, I painted houses and worked for a guy called Michelangelo. Instead of Michelangelo, his name is Mark, and I forgot his last name. Michelangelo's painting, and that summer I painted miniature golf courses and water-blasted houses and painted them and did all kinds of stuff, right? So you are going to and have already been selling your skills. If you want to make a lot of money, you have to develop and sell skills that are valuable. That's not a surprise. It's like, duh. All this noise online about getting rich quick is not true. It takes work. Whether you invest in, passive investments like Bitcoin or real estate or other kinds of things, you have to learn about them. You have to know when to buy, when to sell, how to do it. If you're going to get involved in properties, I was just at an event, and there were two people there speaking besides myself. There were lots of people there speaking besides me, but two of them were about real estate, and they talked about buying properties in a particular way and having them appreciate or holding them as, a landlord and renovations or different strategies they had. But in order to do that, you had to learn them. And of course, they were selling products to do that because they're experts in it. So they've developed that skill. Now, here's the difference. between what I'm telling you about cash and prosperity and all of those other things, you can develop any skill you want and sell it and make cash. What I have discovered is that if you find out, you discover your divine gifts, the ones that you were given, and you develop them and sell those, you make more money, you make a bigger impact, and it's more fun. It's more fun because they're your gift. You were given them for a reason and a purpose. You have a bigger impact because they're the things you're very best at, unless you choose not to develop those and you develop some other skill, and you make more money because that would be the thing that you can use to create the most value. Now, I said this is about morning routines. So my morning routine is really long, 2.5 to 3 hours. It doesn't have to be that long. I do it because I like it. I do it because it fills me with power and vibration and go-get-emness and creativity and helps me all day long. Do everything I want to do it well, and do it in a way that creates cash. So here's the morning routine piece. A while ago, I did 12 parts to a great day, a perfect day to manifest miracles. And I use those expansive words, miracles and divine and everything else, because they're true and because they're powerful. You can ignore them if you want, but if you ignore your intuition, you do it at your own peril. So if you want to have a morning routine to create prosperity and cash, develop your intuition. Have you ever heard of an electromagnet? I'm sure you've heard the word before, but here's how it works. There's things that are magnetic by themselves. Certain nickel and iron alloys have magnetism in them because of the orientation of the electrons. You can take metal and make it into a magnet by putting electricity through it, by putting energy into it. That's how they have those big things that, pick up cars and everything else. They're electromagnets because the magnetism is multiplied by 1,000, 10,000, I don't know, some huge number when you run a current through the piece of metal. Your soul is the same way. Becoming a money magnet. Imagine that. You're a magnet, like a regular metal magnet, and you attract money. What people want, maybe you too, is they want to just sit there and do nothing and be that money magnet because they sit there and say, I'm a money magnet, I'm a money magnet. Well, the piece of metal doesn't say, I'm a car magnet. You have to get current flowing through it. The current flowing through you is your divine creative energy. Now, developing your morning routine, we talked about the spiritual aspect. I'm not at this moment talking about woo-woo, sit around and stare at the sky stuff. I'm talking about the energy of creativity. Some philosophies call it a coiled snake, Kundalini energy at the basal chakra, and releasing that, and it goes through you, and you have this experience. Well, it isn't a one-time experience. You can release your creative energy when you do. So here's the morning routine piece. Create a morning routine that releases your creative energy. High-power creative energy. Now, you may not know how to do that right now, and I can't teach you in 15 minutes, but I can help you do it. Releasing your creative energy. Here's what it does. It energizes and magnetizes yourself as a money magnet. And what I mean by that is you have ideas that can create cash. You have execution ideas and willpower or discipline. Discipline is just reminding yourself what's important. So learning to release your creative energy every morning is the piece of your morning routine that will create prosperity and cash. It will do 3 things for you. It will give you ideas, powerful, workable, practical, direct action ideas to make cash now. It will give you the organization and energy to make it happen, and it will give you the vision and consistency about how to structure your day and your life one decision at a time to make these things happen. I coach, you know that. I can't tell you how many people come to me and they say, I want to make more money, but then we talk about this very thing or specific actions they have to take to create the fire that makes cash. They don't want to do it. They don't want to make the change. They want a sauce they can pour on their existing life to get a different result. Well, there's no such thing. You don't fall up a mountain, whether it's a mountain of dirt or a mountain of cash. You do not fall up that mountain. You have to take the discipline. You need to get the right mentor. You need to get the right, or coach, either one, mentor, coach. You need to find a system or process that you can stay committed to. Because there isn't one that you just wave your hand and cash rolls in. As much as people like to talk about and pretend there's such a thing, nonsense. What there is in your favor is you are a divine being. You have creative energy. You right here, right now, can have ideas, implementation, courage, and time, and the power to keep going over the long term, because it doesn't happen in a week or a month. So here's what you do. Create a morning routine that generates your creative energy. I use meditation and prayer, but it is a very special and specific kind that releases that creativity and power that fuels me all day long. So that this nutcase that you see right now, same dude all day, every day. I'm not putting on a show here so I can make a video. This is how I am, full of creative energy. If you don't know how to do that, I wrote 5 books on meditation. One of them is about how to use meditation for prosperity. There are 100 other ways that people teach. If you want my help, reach out. My goal of helping 50 million people is to help you create cash. Clarity, confidence, cash. Clarity, confidence, cash. But it starts with 2 things. Your willingness to create a routine and ritual that releases your energy on demand. And the energy is not just feeling good. It is the ideas, the creativity, and the determination to execute them all the way through. I have another client right now that's thinking about doing some stuff in T-shirts. I absolutely know, given the circumstance, he could make at least 8 figures, $10 million. I know he could create an 8-figure business with the idea that he's got. So the question is going to be, the idea came just like I described, the execution, the mentoring, the framework, the coaching execution to get it done. Because most people start, maybe you have too, new program to lose weight, new program to make cash, new system that's supposed to solve all your problems. Well, maybe it will and maybe it won't, but most people don't stay with it long enough to find out. Because all of that mountain stuff happens in the slow lane, in the long term, with the work every day. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight year. It takes usually several years of consistent work. The only way you and I can stay motivated consistently is to access your divine gifts and your creative energy on a long-term basis. The way I think about it is adding good to the world. When you're adding value to the world, you get paid, and paid handsomely. The more value you add, the more you get paid. So creating the ideas is inherent in your nature because you're divine. Are you willing to do the work to access them? Get the mentoring and coaching you need. If you want my help, reach out. But whatever you do, get it. Then you have to stick with the work. That means every day. I do the creation ritual. I do every single day without fail. Never, never, never miss. Now, I didn't used to be that way. It used to be hard, and I thought I can't do it, and I don't have time, and I got up late. All those things have rolled off my lips thousands of times, perhaps. No more. Why? Because it feels so good, and it works so well. It feels great every time I do the things that cause this, and it works so well because success rolls in. Now, the opportunity is up to you. The specific ritual I use, I'll be happy to share it with you. You know, I can't just explain it here in this. It consists of meditation and some declarations about who I am and some focused time with journaling about ideas that come. And they do come. But the ideas themselves don't create anything without execution, without rigorous, focused, intentional process that is consistent and repeated day after day. It's like learning to play tennis or the piano or make music or do anything. You don't fall up a mountain and you don't wave a wand. This message is not intended to be discouraging, but realistic. You can have anything you want. My question to you is, are you willing to walk the road? Here is my morning routine. I get up early. I do a spiritual practice that releases awesome energy. This morning was particularly good, but I do it every day. I do a physical set of things to wake up my body. I do an emotional and relationship set of things to love my wife, Joy, and clients and people that I know, sending messages and having conversation. I do a mental part that activates my mind. I have a stack of 30 books over here. So I use the acronym SPEM, S-P-E-M. But it's specifically designed to do whatever you want. Right now, I'm talking about how to use it to create cold, hard cash. There's an infinite amount. You can have all you want. So I've just told you how. I'm willing to help you and give you the details. Whether you use me or somebody else, I don't care. But stop believing you can't. Stop being married to stories that it's too late, not good enough, and all the rest. It's not true. You can do this. I offer to help, but whatever you do, don't give up. Stop making excuses and create your cash. I'll see you tomorrow on the road to 50 million.